Welcome to The Better Life with Dr. Mary Ann Pinkston. Join Dr. Pinkston today as she teaches you how an integrative approach to health, combining holistic and contemporary medical information, can lead you to the better life. And now, here's your host, Dr. Mary Ann Pinkston.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Better Life with Dr. Pinkston. I'm Dr. Mary Ann Pinkston here today with, Ray Solano from Cedar Park, Texas, up close to Austin, and with PD Labs, his compounding pharmacy, which we've worked together for such a long time, Ray. I'm always happy to have you on and taking care of a few items that are of interest to everybody. Maybe they didn't know about, but they will after today. Welcome in. It's nice to see you again.
Well, it's great to see you as well.
Well,
this is exciting times, isn't it?
It actually really is. You know what's so exciting about these times lately is it seems like integrative functional medicine, whatever people want to call it these days, is a lot more accepted. I don't know what the change has been, but it seems like we are rolling now and, able to bring information very easily to people without all of the obstacles and the hard stops and the fighting. And I don't know, does it seem that way to you lately?
Well, it is. We always used to look over our shoulder,
right,
and see if we had oversight that prevented us or censored us from information. And so we feel now the language. Everybody is looking for what the truth is, what the freedom of information is, as opposed to putting ourselves in boxes that. We were concerned that we're overstepping our boundaries. So that's what we're really excited about. We give out the truth and what the research shows, and not have to worry whether we are stepping on old, antiquated rules and regulations. So we think the modernization of medicine is coming. The technology revolution is coinciding with the pharmaceuticals and also your therapeutics. And so we're taking the best practices and the best solutions out there. And it's just amazing. I read today that Keytruda, a huge drug that's used for oncology, that they are combining it. It used to be IV. Well, with some very exciting enzyme therapeutics, they are now going to make it as an injection so people can take it home. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. And
this is what we're talking about, is these revolutionary delivery methods are making many of these therapies so more convenient to patients.
Absolutely.
And so we're using science that is and being able to rapidly change many of these medications. That's what we're going to talk about today, is how we've been able to modernize our therapies and really to get, drill down to the biochemistry of the cells and how we get those drugs into the cells. And that's always been the holy grail, right?
Has it not? And so I wanted to talk, because we touched on it a little bit last time, but I wanted to bring it to the forefront because it is a fantastic therapy, and that's LDN, or Low Dose Naltrexone. And I know you have revolutionized how the delivery of this, and again, it's been around for such a long time, but tell us a little bit about how LDN works and why we should use it.
Well, low dose, naltrexone has been an FDA approved drug for opioid overdose for years, and it is a mainstay. It's as injections for many hospitals and clinics for this usage. However, at a very low dose, it has a completely different therapeutic efficacy. There's a whole classifications of drugs that different dosage have different effects. And so for many people that are in chronic pain, these opioid receptors keep on firing, and all these inflammatory toll receptors keep on releasing, and these pain signaling. So these receptors have to be reset. And they found in very, very low dose of naltrexone. It resets those receptors, and so that it doesn't overreact to that stimulus, and being able to modulate those pain signals, and people reflexively have less pain and less chronic fatigue. So the body's able to become more in balance. So it really works to dampen down that response. Yeah. And so this is why different dosage forms have so many links to so many chronic conditions. And so we're just really excited that, this is something that's been around for many years, low dose naltrexone. But we took it to a different level and made it in a different dosage form that can be very effective for alcohol overdose. We're seeing it now for people for alcoholism. It's a mainstay in Europe. Guess what? They actually they're told that they can drink, but they don't get the pleasure of drinking.
Right?
Can you believe that?
Right.
So they go. They don't go on that binge. They stop. So it has the therapeutics as part of a protocol. So that's very popular today. Low dose naltrexone for that, because it's the amount of people that are debilitated by alcoholism in this country. I think it's 1 out of 5 families has some difficulty. So we're seeing that as a very exciting therapeutic, and also in lower dose forms for people with chronic fatigue syndrome. Yes. People with chronic pain. This is also be very, very helpful for patients, as opposed to pain medications, which just don't work. So that's what we're excited. Low dose naltrexone.
Absolutely. And so you mentioned something that we'll probably have to jump to in just a minute about finding the correct therapeutic dose. I saw a patient the other day through PD Labs and Metabolic Code refill for LDN. A gentleman has been using it for chronic fatigue syndrome and for pain and some mood changes, depression and anxiety. Right. But he stated that he wanted to, thought it was not working quite as well as it did. So he wanted to go up on the dosage. And I felt like he was already kind of at the max dosage that he should be. So we talked about the fact that he should lower the dose, actually. And this is counterintuitive to most people. If a little bit of Advil doesn't work, you increase the dosage. If a little bit of something doesn't work, increase the dosage. And this is for LDN is something that is counterintuitive. We actually can lower the dose. So that's something very important for people to understand and know. Like I say, we're jumping a little far ahead to treatment, but that speaks to the, how the medication works and why it takes a little while for it to kick in. And why then in finding the correct dose, sometimes it can be a little frustrating for people, but with a little bit of patience can really find a correct dose that works for them. And I think this works true for like CBD and other medicinal uses of different, I don't want to say medications, but sure. other treatments. So LDN, how does that function that way? How does it work?
It's really interesting is that we try to look at the patient's side effects. Getting the dosage correct? Are they having sleep disturbances at night? Many people just take it in the daytime because it energizes them. Mm-hmm. And some people have 50% of the people, it makes them tired. So we give people that ability to be able to either split the dose, have one in the morning, one in the afternoon, or just to take it in the evening because it improves their sleep. Right. If they're getting sleep disturbances or can't sleep, then we reduce the dosage. If they're getting some nausea or maybe some headaches or just not feeling or just a little withdrawn or not feeling normal, we reduce the dosage. Mm-hmm. And then many times there's a reset. If they've been taking it a long period of time, there's an ability that you have to go off of it for a period of time. And we can start out and reset that. And this is the reason why we came up with tablets. when we do the tablets, people can break them. They can take different strengths, as opposed to getting it's very difficult to split capsules. Right. So tablets are a much better ability to be able to microdose these drugs. Right. So, and I think also is your experience in psychiatry. It's so important that anybody that's being treated for any depression, that the low dose naltrexone should be a foundational, because it raises and the serotonin levels and other neurotransmitters. Yes. So you can take less of other drugs and able to get results. So this is, and the inexpensive amount of this drug, you say, wait a minute, the drug is inexpensive. The drug has little or no side effects. The drug is something that doesn't have long-term negative effects. Absolutely. And how come everybody that is being treated for mood depression is not on it? And it's just because of lack of education. Absolutely.
It's like we spoke about in the beginning, right? That it is just one of those factors that we've had to hold back a little bit because it's not something that is mainstream. It gets to the root cause. It actually, its efficacy is not a Band-Aid. So that is why it's extremely helpful. And on the point of LDN too, if patients if they have cancer, I know we use a lot for autoimmune illnesses, in the pain aspect, but also for the autoimmunity. But it's also used, you mentioned Keytruda, it's also used in cancer patients, right?
That's right. It different dosage forms for cancer. It stops that autoimmune response that is causing the difficulty, and layered with other medications. And that's the beauty. We can layer it with other pharmaceuticals without having a drug-to-drug interaction. Yes. And we don't really get a nutritional depletions at the same time. So for high doses for cancer, the literature is very supportive of it. It actually improves the efficacy of some of the chemo drugs. And, we're seeing old drugs like ivermectin that's used in cancer therapy because of its similar viral component. So we're really, we're looking at old drugs and see how we could repurpose them for many of these chronic conditions without causing a tremendous economic benefit or casualty to patients' budgets. So, but right now, telemedicine and telehealth is inundating medicine. And so, yes, it's great to have access to these medications and therapeutics just on your phone or what we're doing today. But unfortunately, we have people that are on the other end of these medications that can't really answer those questions like we're talking about today. Absolutely. So, I think it's important to come to a practitioner like yourself that is able blending the telemedicine along with the practice, that you can connect with them after and answer questions. Yes. And really be involved with patient relationships as opposed to just pushing buttons. Absolutely. Because these are medications that we really have to monitor, not because they're safety, because we want people to get better.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Not just to write a prescription and walk away. I'll see you
in subscription-based therapies are seem to be taken over by interest groups that are really not medicine-based or physician-based. So that's why it's important to just give a call to you.
Absolutely. And so how can people do that? How can people get in touch with us?
I think you can check us. We can connect with you at our clinic, Laval Performance Health Center. It's a partnership with PD Labs Pharmacy, 512-219-0782. Or you can speak to our pharmacy, and then we can connect you as well. We're joined as one big entity, 512-219-0724. Or our website, It's pdlabsrx.com. And we're always coming up with new and innovative formulas, therapies. We're trying to stay current, but right now it is so difficult to stay on top of it. So check out our website. We're always trying to put more information on our website as fast as we can.
Right. Absolutely. Yes, it is. It's changing for the better. We'll say. Absolutely.
It is. It's getting better.
So yeah, Ray makes my head spin. He's always got something new coming up, and which leads us over now to discuss that you have something new. What is biological aging? Why is this something that is so popular for people to understand their biological age? What does that mean?
Well, we're using artificial intelligence and different softwares to really transform healthcare. And some of it can be fad. Some of it could be something that's more consumer driven, that people are, they want numbers. They want the quick fix. How are they doing? But one of the things that we seem to everybody to gravitate to, and we're always trying to reverse the aging. We have all these skincare products that we're looking to look younger. We're exercising so that we look like we're 20s. So we have this fixation with youth, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a question is how far do you chase it? But one of the things that we can do is look at the fundamental things that we're looking at. And what is the health of your capillaries? What is the health of the endocalyx, the interior lining of our arteries? What's the health of our kidneys? These are some basic, simple things. But now, so that we make it easily digestible, we can translate it to what is your biological age, so we get people's attention, right? That's the big thing. How do we get them attention? Everybody knows what their cholesterol numbers are because great PR campaign by pharmaceutical companies that they tag themselves to one number. But does that really make a difference to your overall health? We don't think so. Yeah. But one of the things that we found is you can look into people's eyes and you can see their retinal health and the retinal scans, and you can see the tiniest capillaries in your body. Yeah. You can translate that using these techniques, these computer technologies, to understand the health of that tissue, the health of those capillaries, and you can link it to a databases into almost 39 chronic diseases. And some of the things that are most critical are high blood pressure. We're looking at diabetes. We're looking at kidney disease, not to mention eye health as well. But now we can, through some sophisticated software, we can come up with what your overall biological age is. And so that's what people go, oh, really? With this quick scan that's inexpensive, I can come up with what's your biological age. Well, we got this unit into our pharmacy, and it's very simple. It's a new device that we have. We're going to be having as offering, and everybody clamor to it and say, "Oh, let me try it." It's so simple. You're looking into a scope. It takes a couple pictures of your eyes, and it comes up with a 3-page report that's sent to your phone, and everybody was clamoring for it. And so
what was the first thing I said? When can I come get it?
And so everybody's walking around going, how old are you? Well, how old are you? And so I was 15 years younger, so I won the prize. And so
oh my goodness, Ray!
So others were going,
spill the beans.
It was funny, but anyway, we make a little bit of levity to it, but it's so important, these retinal scans, and we're going to have this device at our clinic, and we're going to put it with the capillary, your healthier glycocalyx, with a blood spot test for all of your I guess you would say all of your nutritional oxidative stress, all of your simple blood tests, your CPD, or many of the markers that you normally would with a blood draw. Right. And it's all in a blood spot now. So we're coupling all these things together to make it a really important cornerstone for your therapeutics.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. The eye, the back of the eye is the window to the soul. They've always said that you can find the status of many diseases by looking at the back of the eye. As you said, it is because you can see the capillary beds there. The capillary beds are what run our bodies. That's what delivers all the nutrients and oxygen to the tissues of the body. So if the tissues aren't getting their oxygen and their nutrients, they're not faring very well. And you can see, how well you're doing based on that. So if I'm 55 and I do a retinal scan, if I were 15 years younger in biological age, I'd be thrilled.
That's right. Wonderful. And actually, we're going to take it one step further. We have some longevity amino acid peptides that we are fermented amino acid peptides that have been shown to also upregulate growth hormone levels, and we are able to accelerate that growth, those age reducing qualities. So this is a way that we could measure people's progress with these longevity amino acid peptides. So we're putting therapeutics in there as well, so people can track their progress.
Absolutely.
Isn't that interesting?
It is, absolutely. And let's talk about that. Peptides, I think to link it to something people understand, a lot of women use, oil of Olay, for instance, in skincare. And I was looking through some of that yesterday, just to kind of educate myself. And one of their big products is collagen peptides.
That's right.
Peptides have been around for a very, very long time in the anti-aging field. You use it topically, over the counter. So this speaks to the safety of peptides. And that is what you're talking about. There are things you can do from the inside out that help in the anti-aging process. And so what are the top ones that you offer?
Well, the top ones that we are really looking for, we like the BPC 157 is a chewable. That's a signaling peptide that stops the inflammation cascade that is going on. We also like the other peptides that are we use for even erectile dysfunction that are approved. But there's this whole classifications of topical peptides. We like also. We are coming up with some topical ones. The GHK copper that is reduces the oxidation of the skin as well. GHK copper is an amazing topical that gets that actually I guess if you look at it, remodels the surface layer of the skin, so the wrinkles seem to disappear. So there's probably over 1,000 different peptides that are either on the market or they are being available. So look at a complete new category of drugs that are coming that are going to be improve people's quality of life, that are going to reverse many chronic conditions, that are going to be readily available, but they are going to be mainstream. And so that's why we're thinking in the next coming months, we'll see if they open up that closet and let us take care of that.
And we are hoping so, because they try very hard to close that door.
That's right.
And have
I don't think we got over 1 million doses, 1 million people that have been doing many of these different peptide therapies around the country with virtually no side effects. Put it this way. Significantly less side effects than other pharmaceuticals. So
absolutely, and
so is it safe? We feel very strongly that this is a safe therapeutic category.
Absolutely. And so one of the ones too, and we've mentioned it prior, but one of the ones in the anti-aging category is the Muscle OX,
That's
which
right,
is exclusive to you guys. and is, something that occurs with aging. I think is the top reason we age besides inflammation is loss of muscle. And it's called sarcopenia. So if you ever watch somebody as they age and they reach, more the end of their lifespan, you see them just kind of shrivel and, hunch and, they waste away. And that is the sarcopenia. Keeping our muscle mass is something that is great in anti-aging. So Muscle OX, that's something you offer as well.
That's right. It's not really a peptide. It's a small molecule, a small, molecule, less than 7 amino acids, that is very simple, very little side effects. That we have OS01 is even being used cosmeceutical today to, as they can say, to completely regenerate many of these wrinkles and restore some of the skin texture that we've seen. But in a oral version, in this dosage form it's in clinical trials now, it actually causes the mitochondria to increase the production of muscle fiber with exercise, that it's accentuated with exercise. So we're able to build muscle and turn the muscle production on. And we think for sarcopenia, people that do exercise, this will actually be able to see results and feel better, because vitality and being able to get their strength back makes people get into a habit of doing it. So and not only that, but people just want to put it this way, muscle production is the engine that drives the slowing of the aging process, but it also increases your metabolic rate, which controls weight. But people that are experiencing sarcopenia, they're trying to keep weight on. But there's a whole new classifications of drugs, these GLPs and GIPs for weight loss that are causing an acceleration of muscle loss. Absolutely. So, when people, they come to you for your weight loss program, this is one of the things that you promote, and we stand behind this, is being able to offer it to patients. So it's called Muscle OS, and you can check us out and give us a call.
Absolutely. I think I said it incorrectly, OX. I think I've done that quite often. It's OS, so I stand corrected. Absolutely. Yes, this is a fantastic product, and I think you're right, nailing it with the weight loss groups. When they talk about the side effects of these medications, these are peptides, and when used appropriately, work very, very well. We've said it a million times, but people who are using too high doses, reducing their calorie intake, protein intake too far, they lose a ton of muscle. And that is a disaster. So this is something that, people can use. And,
that's right.
And grow and do well with. So lots of great things, Ray. Thank you as always.
Okay. And check us out, our website, pdlabsrx.com, and we can connect with you. And we just enjoy working as in partnership to really make a difference in people's lives.
Absolutely. So, yes.
And you check out our podcast under Dr. Talks, where you and I go into these discussions ongoing under Healthy Choices. That's Dr. Talks, and look under Healthy Choices.
Absolutely. Yes. Love it. And that too. So, and you can find our previous shows at drpbetterlife.com. We've got almost 3 years of them now. I think now, as of March, 3 years.
3 years. Well, that's great.
Once a month for 3 years. So you can look back and see those. But Ray, thank you very much. We will see you next month, and appreciate your time.
Okay. Take care. Have a good time. Thanks for inviting us.
You've been enjoying The Better Life with Dr. Mary Ann Pinkston. For more information, go to drpthebetterlife.com. That's drpthebetterlife.com. And listen next week for The Better Life with Dr. Pinkston.
Hi, this is Ray Solano with your Healthy Choices Minute, sponsored by Prescription Dispensing Labs. New research has concluded that implementing dietary changes could prevent gut inflammatory processes involved in some chronic diseases. Modulation of your gut microbes through diets enriched with vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and a higher intake of plant over animal foods has a potential to prevent intestinal inflammatory conditions at the core of many chronic diseases. In short, the foods we eat eat and our dietary patterns have a major influence on our immune system that can cause many conditions we are suffering from today. Solution: try our OptiMeal shake. Our team has developed the best tasting, healthiest shake you've ever experienced to control blood sugar and to improve your gut. Start your day today with a healthy choice. Call us today at 888-909-0110 for a free sample of the OptiMeal shake. 888-909-0110. Remember, you have a choice in healthcare.